Good morning, peoples. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I don't know where bro is. I sent him all the links and he ain't responded. So I'm assuming
Mm, okay.
he's high on crack somewhere in a corner. Um, it's the only thing I can assume. I mean, I'm assuming the best that he's high on crack somewhere. Let me make sure that yeah, it sent through and he just hasn't read it. So I don't know where he's at.
Mm, okay.
Um, but welcome, sir. It's been a while since I've seen you.
Yep.
Uh,
Yep. Yep.
good topic to jump in on though.
Let's do this.
Let's talk about Mr. Biden. Welcome everyone out in the audience. Glad y'all could make it today. We have quite the discussion to have about Mr. Biden and this so-called Ukraine mess. Um, we have a pretty good audience today, 113 people. Yay! All right,
All right.
let me grab our link one more time in case
Do
y'all
you hear
don't.
me on the? Is my audio good?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, make sure I grab the link here. For people on Facebook who have not subscribed to the channel yet, copy. Please go do so if you don't mind. Go grab the YouTube channel.
Haven't subscribed. You're
You're
not smart.
slacking and I'm going to slap you. No, I'm just kidding. I ain't going to get violent. I'm not going to get violent, I promise. But if you can, please at least drop the sub. You don't have to watch from there if it's something that you have adverse to YouTube, but it'd be helpful if you guys could do the subscription thing and drop a like before you dip. Okay. And
Hmm.
if you are happy with YouTube, please watch from there. That would get our views up so we can get monetized. That's pivotal. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. Hey, I don't think we'll have it though. Unfortunately, Paul. I don't know if we'll have the next election. Just wait till just wait. I'll tell you why.
Nah. I mean, you're not far off.
Yeah. So there's a war in Ukraine. Y'all heard that, right? You heard that there's a war in Ukraine. I don't know if you guys heard that. That's what I was told. That there's this big old war and people are suffering in Ukraine, and it's bad, and we have to keep sending money over there. So I wanted to show you um, footage from this horrific location called Ukraine. Um, President Joe Biden went there, and he was ducking and bobbing and weaving because there was so many artillery pieces flying over his head. And huh,
Wait.
huh,
To
huh.
Ukraine
Yeah, active war
and
zone.
not Ohio.
Yeah, it's active war zone. I mean, he was really afraid for his life. You should see when you see it, you will see him running like he is afraid. But he went there with the idea to try and show solidarity. So I want you to see it. Um, there's even a siren going on to tell people that there was there was a siren going on to let people.
Oh.
Okay, I can do this. There was a
Be prepared,
siren
man.
going on to let everybody know that there was imminent danger. Okay, all right. So here you go, Mr. President. Y'all can see that, okay? Now remember, this is Kiev. This is in Kiev, and remember that they showed months ago that Kiev was bombed. The train station at Kiev was remember that, right? And we did footage and we show it, and there was teddy bears and strollers and prams all over the place. Okay, you remember that. Remember that we're in an active war against Russia. Oh, I just want to make sure I set the precedent before you see how much he's ducking and running from artillery fire. And okay, here you go. active war zone. He's safer walking in Ukraine than in Chicago. That Biden is safer walking in Ukraine than he is walking in Chicago. But this is supposedly where we're sending tanks and planes and fighting equipment and blibbity blabbity bloop. So recently, he said he was going to send more money to Ukraine. Did you hear that, Jay? Did you hear that we're sending more money to Ukraine? Even more? Lots more? Like a whole lot more? You're muted.
My tax dollars.
Yeah. Here's what we found. Hey, all we're doing is giving you information. I trust President Biden. He's a great president, most articulate, best communicator ever. All right, here you go. Listen up. Listen up, everybody.
Let's begin this hour in Ukraine, where the current president, President Biden, made an unannounced visit. It is his first trip to the country since the start of the war with Russia. And it's the first time in modern history that a U.S. president entered a war zone without an active military presence.
I mean,
I
at
want
this
y'all
point,
to make
CBS
that
is
make
just
sense,
satire.
okay? I want y'all to make that make sense. It is the first time in history, that a U.S. president, sitting U.S. president, visited an active war zone without military presence.
And the sad part here is what hurts is people buy it.
They do. Okay? Listen, it's an active war zone. You're the president of the last remaining free country on earth. The biggest. Everywhere you go in the United States, you are protected by Secret Service agents from crazy people. You're trying to convince me that you left America, went over to an active war zone that we've been monitoring for a year now, that we've dumped money and artillery into. You went there without a vest, without protection, and in the open. Okay. All right. Let's see what he has. And it was unannounced. That's even better. Unannounced.
People buy it.
People all right. He didn't even tell Ukraine he comes. Okay. All right. Here we go.
Mr. Biden met with President Volodymyr Zelensky in the capital city of Kyiv at a critical moment. Friday will mark 1 year since his invasion. President Biden reiterated U.S. support for Ukraine alongside President Zelensky.
The cost that Ukraine has had to bear has been extraordinarily high. And the sacrifices have been far too great. They've been met, but they've been far too great. We mourn alongside the families of those who've been lost to the brutal and unjust war. We know that there'll be very difficult days and weeks and years ahead. But Russia's aim was to wipe Ukraine off the map. Putin's war of conquest is failing.
CBS News senior foreign correspondent Charlie D'Agata is in Kyiv now following this historic U.S. visit for us. Charlie, explain the importance of the trip, the message that it sends, specifically to Moscow 1 year into its invasion.
That there's no war? I don't know.
Welcome back, Vlad. It is a huge message. It's a huge message to the people of Ukraine, as President Zelensky said, to have an active U.S. president coming to an active and dynamic conflict zone.
Can we pause for a second?
During
Hold on. Active and dynamic conflict zone? And you're in your
Where?
Columbia jacket with your little floofy necktie thing?
Where's the combat zone? I'm not seeing a combat zone. I'm seeing tourism.
This feels like the Grammys red carpet event.
It does. Like, where's the? I mean, that building should be smoldering right now behind him, if it's an active combat zone, right? Am I wrong? I'm not a military guy. I mean, I wish.
Not well.
I wish
It's
Bro was here.
smoldering like this. Smoldering.
Okay.
It's smoldering.
I don't get it. I don't. Where's the war? That building back there should be rubble right now. If it
Rubble.
was an active military combat zone.
It should be Barney by this point. Should be Barney. I don't even know if he's actually standing in front of that building.
I mean, sure.
I'm going
There
to
might
find
be
out.
that.
I don't think he's standing in front of that building.
Okay. Green screen, maybe.
All right. Maybe let.
Critical time, at a time where they're marking the year anniversary since the invasion, where things are still happening here. It's a big moment for President Biden in terms of showing support, as he said, to the people of Ukraine and to President Zelensky, and also sending a message, as you said, to President Putin and to Moscow to say that America is here, America's allies are here, and they're going to be here till the end. And with that, there is a promise of not just support in terms of morale and moral support, but in terms of a military package and more aid to this country. So were we surprised? Absolutely. Were the people of Ukraine surprised? Yes. We knew he was in the neighborhood.
Hold on. Here's my question. Y'all ready for this question? You ready for this one? If it was a surprise visit, how is the U.S. media there? I just want to. To me, it's a simple question. If it was a surprise visit, and you're trying to go there without anybody knowing, how is the media there?
Also, did you see how Zelensky literally had to lead Biden to
yeah, stand
direct
right
where
in
where
that
to
little
stand?
spot right there, little boy.
You will stand right there.
Okay, hey, look, it might be a dumb question, but to me, it I don't know, it bears answering. I hope.
Yeah, it does.
So let's see what he has to say.
There are sort of whispers. Is he going to come? Is he not going to come? There's a huge security effort in place here.
Where?
You know, a blackout. All the roads were closed off. And then, yeah, I mean, we were here at the presidential palace when he showed up. And
How? If it's a surprise visit, how are you there waiting for him? How?
Does anybody know the flight length it takes to get from Washington, D.C. to Kyiv? Anyone? Put in the comments
How?
if you do.
How, Sway? How? I'm just honestly trying to figure this one out. I cannot figure that out. Let's find out. Flight to Ukraine.
It's normally a 10-hour flight, but flights are restricted due to closed airspace over Ukraine. So, according to Google, it's roughly 10 hours
10? Only 10? From where?
from DC to Ukraine.
Okay, so if we do 10 hours, right? And the president is not telling anyone where he's going because it's a surprise visit. You're trying to tell me you were there waiting for the president to show up on a surprise visit.
Something's not mathing.
Y'all don't see nothing wrong? Nothing at all? No issue. Okay. And who reports like, we were just, hanging out, we were just waiting, we were, it's about this and it's about that, what I'm saying? It's just, with the thing, and the stuff. He has no concern for himself being in an active war zone. They stopped putting on the theatrics anymore. If you're in an active war zone, you're not going to wear clothing like this. Because if
Nope.
you do get blown up, you're going to have to wear something that identifies you, like a high-vis shirt. I'm just saying that this is nonsense. Okay, but hey, go
We
ahead.
had to blink twice to see that President Biden was here at this time.
And one of the things
You had to blink twice to see President.
that President Biden brought up was an announcement of $500 million in additional aid to Ukraine. I'm not sure exactly what form that takes. Also, additional sanctions against Russia. You know, when I say this, I think of the many times that I have mentioned additional aid and sanctions. And it seems like the war sort of continues on, that the impact on the Russian economy has not been great enough to give Vladimir Putin sort of second thoughts, that that the aid is good, but not great enough to bring this war to an end. I'm wondering if there is a conversation about whether or not, there is a desire to end the war or just sort of support Ukraine, which is kind of keeping the war going.
You know, certainly not at this point, Anne-Marie. President Zelensky said that the only way this war is going to end is when Russia is defeated and when Ukraine takes over all of its territory. He didn't specifically mention Crimea, but he's implied that in the past, and he has been explicit about that before. So as far as he's concerned, that's what victory looks like.
Now, you remember some time ago when Biden also said that he wanted to make sure that Putin was no longer in power.
Oh, yeah. I remember.
We have to get him out. He can no longer be in power. He said this, okay? Yep. Then all of a sudden, you start dropping aid. Now, in case you wondered, I did some numbers.
What are the numbers, Marlon? Give us the numbers.
Congress
Amazing. I like numbers.
$113 billion in aid to Ukraine in 2022. Listen carefully. That's just aid. 113 billion. He's sending another 500 million. Then they also sent $13 billion in equipment, military grade equipment, for a total of 126 billion to the citizens of Ukraine. Now, Ukraine has a population of 41 million people. 41 million. That is just listen to me now. This, I'm going to be talking to the black people out there. Listen to me.
Say something.
Remember, it's just so funny. It's just so funny how this racist piece of crap will throw this in your face and you morons will keep voting for them. Listen carefully to you dumb Negroes that voted Democrat. The reason I'm addressing the Negroes is because of the population amount. 41 million. You know who else has 41 million? American black people. You're about 41 to 45.
Oh.
Right? Just hear me out. Hear me out. Y'all been asking for reparations, right? Hear me out. Hear me out. Y'all been asking for reparations. Biden sends on a war that don't exist because, as you can see, there ain't no bombs being flown and he just walking around like he going on a Sunday walk. $126.5 billion, including vehicles, in a year. 1 year. In 1 year. To do what? To help the Ukrainian people pay their pensions and to help support them through this war. Now, you want to know what Ukraine's GDP is? $155 billion. We gave them 80% of their GDP. Now, Democrats, by the way, owned the House and Congress and the President and Senate for that year. Say it again. The House and the Senate and the White House were all run by Democrats for a year. The House was only won by the Republicans this past election. Let me say this again. From the advent of Mr. Biden's tenure as president, it was all Democrat. 41 million people in Ukraine, 42 to 45 million people in America that are black. Them Democrats voted to send money, gross domestic product, send them people over there, money that could have gone to the people you voted for, from the people you voted for, to you. You didn't get that, though. He's gone over to Ukraine. An active war zone has yet to visit Chicago or Ohio. I'm just laying out some simple facts for you here. Okay, these are the people you say were better than Trump and that you love so much. The numbers don't add up in your favor. Also remember, this is the same man that said by 2040, you're going to have to start competing with Hispanics because they're going to make up a larger portion of the population than you do. Why do you think he could say that? Because he's promoting the death of your people through abortion. Do you see Mexicans doing abortions? No, they're not. They have some of the lowest abortion rates. Do you see him blocking the border to stop them from coming to take your jobs? No, because he don't care about that. He don't care about you. But you quick to vote for him. You quick to vote for him, though. You quick to put all the Democrats in power. Okay, let's say it's only half of you that voted Democrat. Makes it even worse. Let's say it's only half of you. He took $126 billion that you said you wanted in reparations, even if the rest of us don't get it. Okay, the free ones don't get it. Say only half of you. Say only 20.5 of you. Let's say 26 million of you got reparations. And he handed you $126 billion. And vehicles. Well, what did they stop being Democrat all of a sudden in that year? Can you explain it to me? Say it's a start. Okay, let's see. Johnny, run some numbers for me. Please tell me, what is 126 billion divided by 26 million? When you have that answer, let me know. Because I really want to know how much money y'all would have gotten.
One more time
This
again.
should be fun. Huh? 126 billion divided by 26 million. Okay.
Give me a second.
When he gets that number, he'll spew it out. But I'm guaranteeing you it's a good little bit of change that you could do something with. Just a thought. We're going to see. The problem here is this, people. There's no war in Ukraine. It's all a proxy to try and grab power from somebody and get Ukraine involved in the UN and kick Russia out because Russia is hard to control. They don't, you see now, America was hard to control under Trump. They got the wet potato in there now. It's very easy to control. They can do anything they want now. They can push all the regulations they want on the American people. Aside from taking your tax money and sending it to a place that has no reason to get our money because it's so stinking corrupt, including that cross-dressing Zelensky. Okay? That little pansexual one. Visited by the pedo-in-chief. I'm going to call him Geppetto from now on. He's now Geppetto. What's the number, John?
Okay, so 126 billion divided by
Mhm.
26 million
Mhm.
equals out to 4,846.15.
Would any of you of that 26 million people would like to get a check for 4K? Could you use 4K? Now, it's not money you got to pay back or anything. It's just 4K. Just 4K. Straight up the top, 4K.
That is so crazy.
Now, I don't know about you. I don't know what you'd spend it on. I have no idea. I'm not supposing to know. But if I had 4K, them are some good bills. I could put that away in a fund to get me, my kids, some education. That's food. It's 4K. It's 4K. You know what I know what you'll say. That ain't enough anyway, so why give it to us? Okay. Okay. Geppetto. Your new name is Geppetto, and your son is what's his name? Pinocchio. I don't understand this, people.
Man, that's $4,800 just straight up.
It's a crazy thing. Now tell me, what does Ukraine have to offer the American people as a kickback for us helping them out? Nothing. Nothing. The Ukrainian people have nothing to give me right now. They have nothing to offer me. I have no investment in the Ukrainian government or the people. I don't care. I have zero dogs in the Ukrainian fight. None. I'm not paying taxes for them to prosper. I pay my taxes for my government to take care of the necessities here. Roads, bridges, schools. They're barely doing
Military.
that. Hospitals. That's what I'm paying my taxes for. I'm also paying into what they created, the Social Security thing, that I'm not getting any. They're taking from that, but want to complain that Republicans want to shut it down. You took all of the money out to hand to Ukraine, for crying out loud.
Mm-hmm.
And then you don't go to the one space in America that's under actual attack, which is Ohio and Michigan. You take your old, decrepit, worthless behind to Ukraine. Your racist,
of our tax
disgusting, pedophilic, grandchild screwing self to Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I said it, Biden. You have slept with your grandchild, making you a pedophile. And your son is no different for sleeping with his niece. He also is a pedophile.
Yep.
All of you seem to circle around sex with children. I don't get it. The entire Democrat Party,
maybe
the entire Democrat Party is a bunch of pedos, all of them. Make that make sense.
Oh, but no, Trump commenting on how attractive his daughter is right? It's just hypocrisy.
I don't get this, people. I really don't get this. It baffles me to no end that we have allowed this particular individual to keep running his mouth, and we have not gone and fulfilled our duty as American citizens to put tyranny to rest. Read that how you want. Read that how you want. We are at a crossroads. I'm of the thought process we should not be waiting for the elections to solve this. I'm saying it right now. We should not be waiting for the elections to solve this.
Mm-hmm.
The American people should be solving this ASAP.
I agree.
Should be solving this ASAP. Remember when Hillary said she landed in an active war zone? And then you show the video and she's just walking through, greeting everybody, laughing, grinning like a little donkey.
Yep.
Right? Remember that? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If y'all say you'll love this country, right? You love it. Start acting it if you say you do.
Like, what are you doing about it?
Yeah.
Thing. Yeah.
I mean, you want to take their cue from the left. Protest the way they do.
Yeah.
We should protest the way they have. Do what they do.
Mm-hmm.
Rise up in the street. Pull a Rio de Janeiro, man. There are enough of us.
Literally, if they want to call it an insurrection, then let's give them a real insurrection.
Give them a real one. Give them a real insurrection. Let them see what a real insurrection looks like. Trust me, America, y'all ain't seen an insurrection in America. Not any. The last time was the Tea Party. That was it. And it wasn't even for the American government. The last real time you saw one has been years.
Yep.
Years. Look, all we need is half of Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Let me appeal to the gangsters out there. Thugs. Let me talk to you real quick. Let me holler at you. If you genuinely believe that you're in that state because the American government dumped crack in your nation and in your cities and in your ghettos, if you honestly believe that, listen to me carefully. If you honestly believe that the U.S. government created the crack epidemic and is purposely landing you from school to prison, I'm going to say something. Listen here. If that's what you really believe, why are you only focused on ending other people that look like you? Why don't you direct your anger and rage at the people that put you in this position? Why not just rebel against them? You have the artillery. You have the skill set. They can't stop you. Have they ended gangs? No, they have not ended gangs. Why don't you take it to the man? Take it directly to the man. They're the ones that put the crack in there, right? If you genuinely believe that the United States government took pallets of crack cocaine and put them on your doorstep and put guns in your neighborhood, why are the only people that are feeling your rage are ones that look like you?
Mm-hmm.
Just a suggestion. Just a suggestion. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying aim your rage differently.
Channel it elsewhere.
Just aim it, man. But I don't think it will do it because you don't really believe that's what happened. You like keeping it in your back pocket as an excuse, though. But if you think I'm wrong, prove me wrong. Attack the people that attacked you. You know how the word is on the street, don't let nobody punk you? They punked you.
Mm-hmm.
They punked you. I'm sorry, but you got punked. They made you their... You now are the government's... You like being that? I don't like being that. I don't like being that.
Some people who like being that.
White
so,
people.
Marlon, what would you say would be a solution? Because we got people in the chat going, "Well, we need to find a solution. Give us a solution."
Oh, there's tons of solutions. There's tons of solutions. I'll give you one that
Give us
you
like
can
your top
say,
5.
I can give you the top 5 solutions right now that you can do without the use of military or force intervention, without using a single bullet fired. But this will require people actually doing something and not caring about whether or not you get arrested. Okay, so hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
No force necessary. Listen carefully. No guns, no knives, nothing. Since the White House is not really occupied right now, we know that for a fact. It's not occupied. It's some other place that's being occupied. The White House is still on lockdown. There's no one there. Okay, let's just be. There's no one there. Okay. You start at the root level. Don't go for the president. Don't protest him. Protest his minions. Protest his minions. Block them from going anywhere. They work for you. Remember this. They are your employees, not the other way around. They are yours. You own them.
Yep.
Literally, you own them. They're your slave, not the other way around. Okay? You tell them where they can and cannot go. You make your voices heard. You see how Maxine could call for it? We calling for it too.
Yeah.
No violence. Just tell them, no, you're not going to work today. And then you demand, this is the second one, you demand via the Freedom of Information, all of their dealings that has to do with money. All their investments. We want to see every last one of them. All. And
No
then the
redactions.
lawyers among you take them all to court for fraud and money laundering. Shut down the small ones that have nothing better to do with their time. Shut them all down. Before too long, when you go after all those small idiots like the people that are over the courts, your mayor, your governor, take them all down, and then go for senators, go for Congress people, take them all down. Take them all down. Then you go for the president. He has no more power to come after you. He's done. You see, you got to systematically tackle these people. It's systematic. The same way they do all the little stupid things to you on the lower level. Take him. Police chief is an idiot. Take him all out. Bam. Take the police chief out. You're no longer in power. Kick him out of there. You're done. Commissioner, done. Mayor, you're next. Done. Governor, done. You're all done. Kick them all out. Once you're done at that level, move to the higher levels. Get rid of senators that you don't want in there. Get rid of the congressmen you don't want in there. And I don't mean vote them out. Voting ain't working no more. Boot them out. Recall every last one of them. All, Republican and Democrat. Boot them all out. Then you can have the president all to yourself and deal with him that way. See, then you just hamstrung him. He can't do jack. He can't pass nothing. Can't do nothing. That's my solution. You want to find a way to get unity in this country? Have a common enemy. That's all. Have a common enemy. And who is the common enemy right now? Let's tally it up. For black people who are feeling depressed and oppressed and repressed and all them other pressed, if the so-called system is your enemy, aim at the system. White people, if you think the system is your enemy, aim it at the system. Everybody, we all know the system is the problem. However, the system is a problem to you, it's the system, right? Then aim at the stupid system. Why are you aiming at your friends and your family and your brothers? Why? No, aim at the system. Aim at this. If you really believe cops are bad, go to the chief, get rid of him. You write a whole new way to legislate and control cops. You do that. The instant you start going after the lower level people, getting rid of them, booting them out, recalling governors, you have now taken away any sort of state power they have. Just take them out. And I don't mean kill. I'm not talking about kill. If anybody's, when I say take them out, I don't mean kill. I am talking strictly about removing them from power. Remove them. Remove. They don't belong there. They're not doing anything for you. They're taking your money, your hard-earned money, and sending it to some sick, nasty, disgusting, racist country in Ukraine. They're all KKK Nazis. They're all not. That's where all the Nazis are now. A bunch of Jew-killing people. That's all they are in Ukraine. A cross-dressing Jew killer is what Zelensky is. That's who's getting your money. Feel better? Y'all dog Kanye, but you ain't you gonna be happy about sending your money to Ukraine?
Funny how that works.
For real? Come on, people. Come on, man. Look. It's about time we decide to step our feet down. Even if you don't go violent and don't go nuclear. You don't go nuclear. Don't go.
See, the thing is that people are saying, we're not going to be able to unite and all that stuff. But at the same time, it's like, why don't you be the catalyst? Instead of complaining about, not enough people, well, then you start it. If you think you got the guts to do it.
Y'all want a way to get together. Focus on the common enemy. And the common enemy is not Pookie and Ray Ray. It's not Billy Bob. It's not Joyce. It's not Frank. It's Congress people, left and right, senators left and right, governors left and right, mayors left and right, commissioners left and right. Those are your enemies. Remove them, and you're going to start making some headway. You remove all these clowns. Just get rid of them. Protest the mess out of them. And I mean, not on some random street away from their, you go to their building. It's your building. Be understood about this. That is your building. All the talk about trespassing on J6, that's not the government's building. That's the people's building.
Yep.
We had the right to be there. We could have burned that place to the floor and would still be within our rights because it's our building. Y'all need to understand your rights. Don't let these clowns lie to you and tell you that you have no right to be there. It's your building.
You paid for it. Your tax dollars at work.
There is no such thing as government property. It's yours. That's BS. There's no such thing. The only property you can't step on is private. And that has to do with citizenry. That has nothing to do with the government. Every point of access in the government that has to do with a building is yours, not theirs, not the military's, not the secret services. It's yours.
Yep.
It is yours to walk freely through wherever you want to go all the time. It's yours. They're supposed to be telling you what they're doing with their money anyway, because it's your money. You shouldn't even need a Freedom of Information Act to get a rundown of your money being spent.
Agreed.
The quicker we understand what your rights are in this country, the less sissies we're going to be and the less of a pushover we're going to be. That's your capital, your White House. You have the right to be everywhere the government is. Every right, because you are its boss.
From local all the way to federal, guys. Just be aware of that.
You're its boss. You put them in, you take them out. That puts you in power, doesn't it? If they don't get into the positions they are without you, what does that make you? Not the boss? Really? Come on, people. Come on. It's about time you guys wake up and start snapping out of this. Really do. You have to. Are you free tomorrow, sir?
No, sir, I'm not.
But I'm not Wednesday either.
Not correct.
Okay. Thursday, Friday?
I'm working all this week.
Okay. So for Wednesday for sure, we'll be back. I think because bro should reply by then. Even if we're not, I think I'll still come on Wednesday.
Okay.
Because I think we have a couple of things to discuss when it comes to the rights of the people. I think we need to discuss the rights of the people.
Yeah,
I think we need to
that'd be a good
discuss the rights of
primer
the
for
people.
us. I agree.
So if I can get Man of Justice on, we'll get Man of Justice on to break it down. I think we need to start discussing what the rights of the people are. What you can and so-called can't do.
Is there really a can't?
No. No. There's not. Not the way we have it written down. It's not a can't.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to change, this is how you change. Start your local level. Get rid of the ones you don't want in there. And I mean today.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to start a petition to recall Inslee myself. Because if there's ever was a slow, stupid, brainless individual, it's Jay Inslee. And I hope he hears this. I really do. I hope somebody sends this to him to let him know that nobody likes you, not even your mom. Nobody on earth likes you, Jay Inslee. Nobody. No one thinks you're smart. No one thinks you're worthwhile. No one thinks you're worth anything. You're one of the most worthless people since Joe Biden. It's like milking a male bull. You're worthless. I hope you understand me clearly, Jay Inslee. Nothing you do matters to anyone in any positive capacity. Everything you've passed has been to the detriment of people. Every time you open your mouth, I hope you choke on the words you're about to say. Nobody likes you. The only thing you're worth good right now is either a jail cell or a padded room. Those are the only two places I can put you. You're worthless.
And that goes for every single politician that is doing just as bad, if not worse, than Inslee. So
just the worst human being possible, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And that is matching you up against Biden. That should say something to you.
Jeez,
that should say something to you. Yes, milking a male bull. That's exactly what he's like. Anyhow, for sure, Wednesday we'll be back to talk about your rights as an American citizen and what you can do to get rid of government officials. And we will tackle that. But in the meantime, stay mad at these people because this is ridiculous.
Yep.
This is ridiculous. They are no longer taking the American people seriously because we have not taken ourselves seriously.
Mm-hmm.
So when we start doing that, maybe people might listen to us. Maybe. So until then, in the meantime and in between time, we'll catch you guys on the following day on Wednesday.
Y'all tune in.
Yeah, tune in. Same bat time, same bat channel. Love you guys.
Smash that like button.
One. Peace.
We'll see you.